Hi friends, this is Miss Lissa, and today I'm going to show you how to make a book. This is an instant book. That means you can make it right away. And all you need is a piece of paper and a scissor. Now you can even get a little fancier and put a cover on it, but that's all you need. First, I'm going to show you a little bit about a book. Now this is a book that's sewn in the middle. This is called an English binding. It's sewn in the middle. And if you open up, you can see that. Sometimes they're glued in the middle, and sometimes they're sewn on the outside in this area called the spine. If it's sewed on the outside, it's usually called a Japanese style book. But this one's sewn in the middle, glued, sewed. There's a lot of different ways to make books, not just one way. But again, I'm going to show you the instant book. Now, these started long ago when there were not so many computers. They actually started about 50 years ago. Not so many computers. There were more magazines, and people wanted to make these little fast magazines that they could send to each other and make them for super cheap. They'd send them at rock and roll and punk rock shows, and so if you take the MAGA off, you just have zine. And so these were called zines, and they'd make these little zines and they'd photocopy them and they'd send them to each other just out of one piece of paper. And we're going to talk about making magazines or just zines another time, but I want to show you how to make this instant book. So, like I said, you're going to have to need a regular piece of paper. Regular paper is 8.5 by 11 inches. And I'm going to show you how you fold this into the book. You can even add a cover, and I'm going to show you that at the end. Now, there's a few different ways. If you've done any origami, which is the art of folding, you might know some American terms. One of them is a hot dog fold, which is the long way. One of them is the hamburger fold, which is the shorter, fatter way. And I'm going to show you how to do a proper fold in origami or just in paper folding. So you take a corner. This one I'm going to do a hot dog fold. You take a corner, match it to the corner. You take this other corner, match it to the corner. Once I have the corners matched, I'm going to hold it down, come to the middle, and then you slide down to the blobby side, and you fold, and you fold. That's called a burnish. So you fold like that. That is my hot dog fold. I'm going to open it back up. And before I go on, I'm going to show you there's two different kinds of folds. If I hold it this way with the fold down, it's called a valley. That's a valley fold because the point is down. Now if I turn it upside down and I hold it with the point up, that is called the mountain fold. Now we should know valley and mountain folds because we live around valleys and mountains. Mountains go up, point goes up, valley down. So having a valley fold, now we're going to turn this and we're going to fold across in it to make it a hamburger fold. So I'm going to smooth that down. I'm going to move that up. I match corner. So that's not a matched corner. So I'm going to match the corner to the corner best I can. Hold it in the middle, come down the middle, and smooth, and burnish again. Now I'm using my fingers, but if you were a fancy art book maker, you would be folding with something called a bone folder, and it's often made out of a whale rib. Fancy schmancy, but for this, you're just using your fingers. So if you open it up, you can see there's the cross. This is the valley fold still. I'm going to turn it over so it's the mountain. I've got the mountain in the middle. And I'm going to fold one side up to the middle to the mountain. So I'm going to match, and this time I'm matching the corner of the mountain. Now if you were doing math, this is 1/4 to 1/2. And then I turn it over and I do the same on this side. I'm going to smooth down that. I'm going to match corner to corner, which is mountain in the middle. I'm going to hold it down, smooth and smooth. It's also called burnished. Now my fold is a little off, that's okay. But now I have it down like this. And then I'm going to fold it like that. If you hold it on its side, you can see it kind of looks like an M or a W, depending on how you hold it. But you're going to hold it like this. Smooth the whole thing down. Once you do that, you got to employ your scissors and you're going to cut in the middle. Like that. So I'm going to take it down the line. If you can see, it's kind of hard to see on this, but there's that folded line in the middle. I'm going to cut down that to that part. So now I have this folded part in the middle. It looks kind of like a mouth. If you did pop-up books, that would be the mouth. I'm going to grab these two mountains. This is the trick. And I'm going to fold this way. Okay, again, grab the mountains and fold this way. That's how it looks from the side. That's how it looks from the top. Once you do that, you fold these again. Doop, doop, doop. Doop, doop, doop. And it should look like that from the top. Now I'm going to fold it down. Smooth it down. Smooth it over. And what that does is it gives you a book. It's got 4 pages. You could be done. There's your book. You could draw on it. You could add to it. If you were making the zine, you would photocopy it a whole bunch of times and make a whole bunch of books. We'll talk about that later. But you can also add a cover to your instant book. A bunch of different covers you can use. So I have here an old painting. I also have, this is from a cereal box. The size that you want to do it is 6 1/4 by 4 1/2. If you don't know how to measure that out, you can always just open this up, and it should be just a little bit bigger than your open zine book, your open Insta book. So if I was making this a cover, I would, this is cardboard, so it's a little harder to bend. I would again match corner to corner, come down and really smooth it down. Then I can put that inside, and then I can glue. Don't add too much glue. If you add too much glue, it will glue shut. Not what you want. Just a few dots, not a lot. Take it, smooth it down. Flip it, do the other side. Now, you might want to be like, oh, I could cut this open. Just a few dots, not a lot. So then you smooth it down. So you might say, I could cut these parts open and then have more pages. Don't do it, it'll fall apart. But you can if you want, try. Don't take my word for it, try it for yourself. So right now I have a little book. It's got a few pages. If you want even more pages, you fold another instant book, and before you glue this down, ooh, you put it in there so you have more pages. So that is an instant book. Instant book. And then you can have your little book to make whatever you want inside. Okay, friends, instant book for you. Good luck. Bye.